In all honesty, I think 2025 was a year that was so hectic for me that I kind of don't even want to reflect on it. But I do think reflecting is something we should all do, and I think it's kind of. I do think that reflecting is a thing that, people should often do because it's like it just gives you a sense of like relief in a way. I just thought that this year in general was a big learning experience because not only did I graduate high school this year as in 2025, I also attended events that I honestly thought I wouldn't have attended at all, and I also went to a place where I kind of like second guessed myself on going, if I'm being honest, and I don't know, it was all just something so cool and so insane that I even got to achieve things to this point, because when I was younger I really thought I was not going to do anything and that I was actually going to die young, not in a way but just in a way where I wouldn't achieve everything that I want, and that everything was really just a goal and a dream, and that these things would be unachievable and unattainable. I was lucky enough this year to attend a few concerts that I did enjoy going to. I had an opportunity to go see Faye Webster live and The Weeknd, which is like one of my favorite artists of all time. I remember listening, and I know I shouldn't have probably listened to him at a young age, but my cousin actually got me and my sister into The Weeknd when I was like in like third to second grade. And I know like concept of age is like wow. But I just remember being in my cousin's room and he was playing I Can't Feel My Face from The Weeknd, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this song is like actually so, it's like chef kiss. And I did have the experience to go along with my cousin and my sisters to go see The Weeknd in Michigan this, I would say early summer or late spring. It was between that mix. It was actually after my last day of school, and I was like, The Weeknd. So that's what I was waiting for. And then I also had the opportunity to go see Malcolm Todd, which is also one of my favorite artists of all time. This was actually my second time seeing Malcolm Todd. I did see him when he was opening for Omar Apollo in Indianapolis. And I don't know, I think the experience was so fun because I got to see him when he was just opening for Omar Apollo, and now I got to see a show of his own. Like he was headlining it. But it was so lucky to have had these experiences because I know a lot of people don't get to go to concerts because not everybody gets a chance to go to these places, but I was lucky to win some ticket awards, and I hope I have the same luck this following year because there's some artists that I do want to go see this year. But I'm lucky enough to go see Not for Radio, which is the Maria's lead artist solo project, and I'm gonna go see them in January, which is this month on the 10th. It's actually like 2 days before I have to go back to school, so something very cherishing before I'm back on bars. So I am a freshman in university. I do attend a very notable university in Indiana, and it's not the Ivy League one, obviously. Well, Ivy League one, as in like Notre Dame, but it is a notable school, and they're doing pretty well in football this year slash 2026 because it just started. And I'm actually surprised I'm even attending this school because I honestly kind of lack my abilities. But yeah, I am currently a freshman. I'm going to enter my second semester in less than a week. And honestly, I'm kind of like loathing it because I've never realized how much I hate it, like studying. It's okay because the aesthetic is nice, and I'm really just aiming for that Bachelor of Science. I am a psychology major because, the people who, had bad experiences often go for something like that, which is, I don't know if it's true, but I did have a few. No, that's a thing for a different name. And I honestly love psychology, but the first semester was kind of full of gen ed, so I was kind of like over it at that point. But I'm happy to get into more classes that are more my major this semester, which I mean second semester. I just ready to be free. I'm ready for it to be summer, even though I hate when it's warm, because I felt like my winter break was kind of like short. It was actually 3 weeks, but I kind of wished it was 4. And I also did learn that I have to put myself first. A big resolution of mine this year is to start putting myself first one, because I often feel like I put others first. And I'm not saying I'm gonna, like, you're on your own. I'm not saying that to my friends, like, obviously not. But it's more like putting my mental health first. Like, I did end up working a little bit during my winter break, and I want to actually save up to maybe go to Mexico to visit family this summer. So we shall see if that happens, because I don't know if I'm going to get a part-time job this semester, because I feel like I kind of have a workload this time, and I do really want to put more effort into my, like, academics and studies, and like lay off AO3 and Roblox and Minecraft. That's number 2 as a resolution. Did I even say number 1? I do want to start prioritizing myself, because I feel like so often I just tend to like let my emotions accumulate, and then like that leads towards certain paths, and I kind of just don't want to be how I am right now, because I feel like, I'm not saying I'm vulnerable, but I'm saying that I want to be more like true to myself. I feel like I'm often like kind of second guessing like things that I choose to do, even though I know I shouldn't. I know that if I start prioritizing myself, it might hurt others, because in a way, like, there's people who like kind of lean more towards you and have like that reliability. But if I'm being honest, in a way it's like a two-way thing, because being independent is so important, especially throughout college. It's like being alone sometimes, it's so awesome. I love being alone while doing stuff, because in a way it kind of teaches me more about like who I am as a person. But I also get how some of my friends are like kind of dependent, and it's like I just like 1, 2, 3 release them, because I want to live a life that's like more like balance, balance everything, balance my academics, balance my mental health, balance my friendships, because I want them to last. But I feel like a little bit of separation just like grows your friendships even further. It's definitely what I want to aim for this year, because I love my friends, and I also want my grades to be so good, so my parents can like brag to others. I do also want to get my license. I do have a permit, but I'm not licensed. Since I'm living on campus, like, girl, I don't need a fucking car on campus. Since I am dorming on campus, I just don't have a need to have a car, because campus has like certain things where you can just get on a bus, and like it's like walkable, so I don't need a car at the moment. But I do want to get my license this summer, because I am saving up for a car, and I want to do more things other than like being academic and like staying in my dorm. And I try not to stay in my dorm. I'm not saying I'm like a bit rotter, but I just want to like have a little bit more experiences, and I do want to make more friends for sure. But I also just want to stay true to myself, because I want to be someone who is like something, and I want to be someone, because we only really just live in time, and that's really all we can do, live in time. And I don't know. I know I did lose a couple of friends in 2025, and honestly, it's okay, because prioritize peace, no negativity in my life. I actually hate negativity, so even though sometimes, it's reciprocal, do want to be a little bit more right grammatical. I don't even know if I said that word right. I don't even know if I said that sentence right. Do want to start reading more books. I read a lot of books, but I feel like with like schoolwork, I just like tend not to do anything. I'm pretty sick of reading. But I do want to keep reading more books, because I love reading books. I love classic literature. Some of the books that are out in the market aren't as good, but I still love reading regardless. And I think it's like a hobby that I hold so dear to heart. Definitely want to do more of that. Also prioritizing my free time, because I don't want to keep doom scrolling on TikTok and doing absolutely nothing. I also do want to like write a little bit more on certain things, even if it's just like a little journal. I do want to start journaling more and planning more, and I want to get my money up. I really only do live in time, and I'm really grateful of what I experienced in 2025, and honestly, we can only hope for more. We can only hope for more. And I don't know. Thank you for listening to me. And even though sometimes I feel like I'm kind of annoying, I just like really think that talking to a camera works.